following announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the WZWA Network, and welcome to my review show here of XPW Drive-In Massacre from the Heart Ballroom in New Jersey, November 25th, 2023. So I'm a little late on this one, but this was also the same day as Survivor Series, and I'm sorry I had to. The Survivor Series had to take precedent over this one. Because I do that show with someone else and I do this show alone. Anyway, we're going to crack on with this review. Now, put this out there quickly. I know last time I did a review was the Halloween in Hell show in Van Nuys, and I wasn't very happy with the show. I look back and I'm like, was I a bit harsh? I don't know. I don't know what it was. I had it drilled into my head that Halloween in Hell is like their big show of the year. I don't know why I thought that. I just assumed that this show was supposed to be like the big show, with the culmination of a bunch of stories and or maybe something kicking off in a massive way. I don't know why. I just had it just drummed into my head that show was supposed to be this massive thing. But from what I gather, it was just another show. But that's just me. But look, I wasn't very happy with some of the show. I think this is what it was. From what I remember, the first half of that show, I really, really enjoyed it. And I was like, we're on track here. And then something wasn't right after halfway through the show. And I just felt like it fell apart after that. But anyway, not so much negativity going to be thrown the way of Drive-In Massacre here in this review. I am digging the tight shot of Ron and Larry to start the show. They kept going back to them. That was a nice shot that they had there. I liked it. It worked for me, brother. They cut into an intro package before Larry starts doing his thing. He is the party host as per usual. And that's my homie right there. You can check out my exclusive interview with Larry Legend and Ron Nemi. Not at the same time, but separately on the Insider's Edge podcast on this channel. Although I interviewed Ron before he was part of XPW, so don't expect any XPW talk. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, anyway. The first matchup on the show, the Soultaker making his return to XPW. He's also known as the N-Taker. I'm not saying that word. He's got a death match here with Tarzan Duran. So it's funny, the Soultaker is technically undefeated in XPW, even though Soultaker's only shown up in New Jersey on the New Jersey shows. Obviously, he's local to there. Tarzan got on the mic and called him the Undertaker. I wasn't sure what was going on here, but I do know when I started watching this, I was pretty tired. So some of the notes for the early matches might be a little bit, because I watched some of this last night and then the rest of it today. So there were some mic problems, I think. That's what my notes tell me. So if Soultaker is undefeated, put him against Cat Martini for the television title. Come on. Like that, honestly, I know you probably don't want to do ideas that are someone else's, but that would be funny to see how the hell she's going to get out of that situation. And you know what? Cat Martini wasn't on this show. That's very upsetting. I wonder what happened. I hope she's all right. She hasn't got a bad case of the sniffles or whatever. But yeah, that's surprising. But yes, Soultaker, come on. Like, you know what? I'd be interested to see how he went against SHLAK as well. But it'll be funny to see Cat Martini try and figure out a way of getting out of that situation. Anyway, I'm sorry, I just lost my note. Look, I don't know what the hell I was going on about in these notes for this first matchup. I think I was getting frustrated with Tarzan Duran. Something was annoying. I don't know what it was. I felt like he wasn't trying to win the match. I think that's one of my pet peeves. That someone's clearly not even trying to win. I think it would be awesome if XPW brought in Blue Cane to work with the Soultaker. That would be hilarious. Soultaker hit the tombstone and won. And, to be honest, probably his best match since being in XPW. Well done to Soultaker. And the opponent there, Tarzan Duran. I'm going to keep watching you because I hope eventually I understand what the fuck is going on and who your character is. Going back to the commentators after the match. Mwah! Mwah! I love that shit. Good stuff. Good shit. JJ Escobar taking on Obey in the next contest here on Drive-In Massacre. This was not on the card that I'd seen earlier, so I was surprised to see Obey because I saw Obey at the Carnage Cup for IWA Deep South. Not Mid-South, Deep South. JJ Escobar's out there. He's got a weed whacker. Geez, I didn't really have much written here for this either. They're using carpet strips in this match. They're using the weed whacker. I'm complaining in my notes here that there were a lot of cold matches on the show. Yes, okay, there are a lot of cold matches on the show. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on, but it just feels like every show is just wrestling matches. They happen to be death matches, but no stories. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe they're just in transitional phase. Got to give them benefit of the doubt. Obey with a big elbow from the top rope. Eventually, Obey is put in the can, and JJ Escobar keeps smashing the weed whacker on the can with Obey inside, and the match gets called off. All right, so a win for JJ Escobar. Let's move forward. Lucky 13 taking on Dan Maff. You know what? I don't know if it's just because Dan Maff is like local to, I don't know. Is he local to the New Jersey area? Whatever the case may be, when he entered the room, the whole energy of the building changed. Everything changed. Lucky 13 was the opponent. He's been a mainstay with XPW. He deserves to be, sticking around for a while. I've never been disappointed with his work. Lucky with a sick flurry early on. And Maff finally snapped, right? Okay, so this is what was going on. Like, Lucky was hitting one thing after another. Dan Maff couldn't get it together. This was really cool. Every single time Dan nearly got his hands on him, something else happened, and another near fall. Finally, Maff just snapped on the outside and grabbed him and just threw him into the crowd. And the bill that he sent him with, he landed nearly on top of his head on a chair. It was amazing. Great bump. The crowd were hot as fuck for this match. Holy shit. I couldn't believe it. Because I was like, this is just a cold match. Dan Maff being out there, the fans just loved him. They were up. They were ready for it. So everything Maff does, the crowd are in for it. They're up for it. They're in for it. Lucky copped some cannonballs from Maff, or a cannonball. Lucky 13 had a door placed on the diagonal in front of him as Maff went for one more cannonball. But Lucky 13 moved out the way and Maff went through the door. I'd be keen to see a Dan Maff versus SHLAK match. Let's think about an angle as well as we head towards that possible showdown at some point. This was a very, very good match. After Maff missed that cannonball through that door, Lucky 13 hit a double stomp off the top rope. Then a destroyer on Dan Maff, and Maff kicked out. That was probably the biggest near fall pop of the evening. burning hammer on a folded out chair. That was nuts. So Dan Maff wins this matchup. Right, coming up next. Wow, again with the lack of notes. Okay. I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed here, and I don't know what my problem is. I don't know what it is that I want. I mean, I do, but like I don't want to keep harping on it, you know. I'm seeing a lot of matches and a lack of angles, and it's okay. Maybe just at this stage they're just unable to do. You know, I'm not watching XPW TV. I get that, okay, but I want to see some angles that take place on the shows, the actual pay-per-views. You know, just something so that I don't know, so I feel more invested. And it's not like I wouldn't be invested in the first place, because I like a lot of these performers, but yeah, I don't know. I just want more angles. Like, remember when like the MAGA were feuding with SHLAK and Masada? Like, that was like a great few months there. Anyway, let's get on with Eric Ryan and Dirty Ron McDonald. Dirty Ron cuts a promo beforehand. Eric comes out, lays out Ron. Then Eric cuts a promo on Ron. Excuse me. Oh my God, I just yawned. Oh my God, I just yawned. After I finish with this matchup, I am going to pause this recording. I'm going to splash my fucking face. I do not know why I just fucking yawned. It is warm in this room, and I did just eat dinner earlier. Okay, let's get back to it. Eric comes out, lays out Ron, then Eric gets on the mic. He kind of cuts a promo on Ron, and I think he kind of bitched at Rob Black as well, because Eric Ryan, he did win like a #1 contenders match at the last show in New Jersey, wasn't it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure that was right. This was just light tubes for most of it. A neck breaker onto bongo drums with a light tube taped to it. We get a Michinoku driver onto tubes by Dirty Ron, which was very cool. I like the finish with the superplex onto the box with the tubes in it. Eric Ryan getting the win. This is a pretty big win for him. And more, he seems to be becoming a guy that looks like a threat. Not like, you know, sorry to say it, Judge Joe Dredd just does not seem like a threat to me. There's a few others, but I can't think right now. I have to pause this for one moment while I go splash my face with fucking cold water, bro. And we're back. We're back. I feel much better. The water is cold as fuck, bro. Okay. Right, so we're kind of in the middle of the show here, are we? By the way, what I was trying to say about Eric Ryan before, like I feel like now he's one of the XPW crew. Like now he should be a mainstay. I'm down with him. Rob Black makes his entrance. And proceeds to say the F word. I don't know how many times. I don't know. He said the F word more times. Rob, Larry, SHLAK, or Ron. Rob is, you know what? Like I haven't really talked a lot about Rob Black on these XPW reviews that I do. He's super, he's super charismatic. He's got something about Rob that's charismatic, and it will be good to see him get more involved in some stories and angles on the pay-per-views. I know he does a lot of shit on XPW TV. I know he does that, but it will just, I don't know. I want to see him in the mix a bit more, because he's an interesting character, because we need those characters in pro wrestling, even if they're not like in the ring wrestling, like a Jasmine St. Clair, etc. They're an interesting character on the show. Their influence in what they do and how it pertains to the effect that they have on the lay of the land is interesting to me, bro. Anyway, coming up next, MAGA Butcher with Mega MAGA, which is Necro Butcher, mate, takes on Chuck Stein. Never heard of Chuck Stein before. Remember, I am still technically kind of like a tourist in deathmatch wrestling, okay? So if it's offensive that I do not know who he is, I apologize. Okay. I'm happy about a couple of things. The entrance takes place. I got my Jasmine St. Clair close up. Thank you. That's all I'm asking for. You got to focus on Butcher's matches. Of course you do. Of course you do. But when you got her at ringside, you need at least a few times here and there where you get a shot of her because, come on, why wouldn't you? She's gorgeous, mate. So yes, I got my close up, but I would have liked a couple more occasions. It was good though when later on she was using the kendo stick, but we'll get to that. I don't know why. What the fuck? What have I written that for? I've written it's too funny, and I'm like, what's too funny? I don't remember anything being too funny. There's a guy in the crowd who looks like Matt Tremont's there. He was right up the back. So Chuck Stein came out. I'm like, okay, he looks cool. He looks cool. Looks like he'll fit in. What the fuck am I going on about hillbilly talk? What does that mean? Hillbilly talk. Okay. Let's just ignore my stupid note-taking from yesterday. It's confusing the shit out of me. What the fuck did that mean? That's something to do with hardcore hillbilly, I'm sure, but hillbilly talk. Hillbilly talk. Like, is that what I I don't know. Larry and Ron were frothing over Jasmine, it's always hilarious to me. I find that fun. You know, people like, oh, that's misogyny. No. Sexy people like knowing that they're sexy. That's why they became sexy and retained sexy. I've written again, we need more close-ups of her. Get over it, Carl. What's wrong with me? Such a hornbag. Okay, so it looked like there was a little bit of a boxing match here between Necro and Chuck Stein. One punch, Stein's out cold, mate. He got knocked the fuck out. And I was like, I don't understand why I didn't try and shoot the half and roll him over for a pin, but it's not a big deal, right? You know that the match isn't going to end there, but still, like if this were real, that's a real nitpick. But I apologize. I did laugh hard. Okay, this is great. Hillbilly, if you're watching this, this is great, man. Like you clearly didn't mean to, but this entertained me so much. Like I went back and rewound it several times. Okay, Chuck goes to the outside. I don't know. Hillbilly's got his arm in a sling. Chuck grabs Hillbilly, and clearly he's like looking at the ring apron. He's looking at the ring apron, holding onto Hillbilly's head, and he wants to slam that skull into the ring apron. But as he does it, Hillbilly just starts fucking running. He just starts running and collides with the barricade. And as he's doing it, like Chuck Stein's like trying to make up for trying to make it seem like he shoved him along, but it was too late. It was so obvious. He thought he was getting whipped diagonally when he was supposed to be getting slammed onto the ring apron. Bro, I was in tears laughing, like just immediately, like fucking hell. There's no way that he actually whipped you, like you felt an Irish whip because he had the back of your head and you just went. It's amazing, bro. It was amazing. Thank you. Look, sometimes a botch, sometimes messing up like that you can entertain people that way as well. Jasmine got involved with the kendo stick, and it seemed like there were never-ending shots to Chuck Stein's spine. But okay, all right. Again, this is fucking hilarious, man. This is hilarious. Okay, Hillbilly's been thrown into the barricade, right? He had his arm in a sling. The referee was so concerned about him, so concerned about one of the ringside kind of like valets or lackeys that he helped Hillbilly up and wanted to help him to the back. When there's a match going on, ref, there's a match going on. And you're worried about hardcore Hillbilly. He's the one who got involved, isn't he? I don't know. Necro was piercing with blood. And here come these barricades. Here come all these barricades. Chuck Stein was buried in barricades from ringside. Necro's front flipping onto them. He comes off the second rope and brings a barricade down onto Chuck. He threw him to the outside. So Chuck's really eating shit here, and he's definitely losing this match. He gets thrown to the outside. Hillbilly gets told to hit him with something. So Hillbilly gets on the ring apron and he's doing this. It's just, you know what? It's true to the character. It is so true to the character that if he were to do an impression of Cactus Jack, he'd do that. No, baby! With the two barrel. No, he's going like that. Fucking hell. It's like he didn't even know who Cactus Jack was. Someone just said, oh yeah, and then before you do it, you do the Cactus Jack pose. I'm sure you know who Cactus Jack is, Hillbilly. But he went for the elbow off the apron. I noticed no elevation, no up and down, no off and across. It was literally, he goes along the apron and then down he goes. Down he goes with that elbow. And you know what? You committed to the move, but it must have sucked, bro. It looked like it really hurt. That's a hard floor, and you're just slamming your body onto it. Like, I would not be surprised if you had like some cracked ribs or something like that. I was like, fuck, man. I'm so glad I don't wrestle anymore. Anyway, God, I think Hug will be what might have become the most entertaining thing on this show. You get a big power slam to barricades, and Chuck still kicks out. And I was like, geez, this one's gone a while. It was okay, though. All right. Chuck powerbombs MAGA onto the barricades. Look like maybe things might be turning here. The tide might turn. Then, I don't know. Oh, man, I love Necro Butcher. You know, I'm a fan. It's just sometimes, you know what? Things aren't supposed to look perfect all the time. Things in like matches like this, it's supposed to look a little messy, okay? But man, like, it looked like he's trying to powerbomb Chuck, and then like he couldn't keep him up, or Chuck couldn't get up. So then he just mashed him into the barricades. And I was like, it's so dangerous. Fucking hell. Asiatic Spike to win the matchup. Necro Butcher gets the victory. I wonder what's next for him in XPW. I would love for somebody to come in and work a feud with him. Somebody, anybody. Because again, I hate to keep harping on it, and I know you do stories in XPW TV, but I'm not seeing them come to fruition or things happening angle-wise on your pay-per-views. Gee, it would be great if you guys did some pre-tapes at the building or something like that you can quickly edit together and slide it into the pay-per-view when it's live. That would be cool. I know that's probably a lot to ask because you guys have got so much to do there already that day. I'm sure that something like that is a bit too much. But I find that the matches, right, after watching XPW for 2 years now, sometimes it feels a little bit same. Like, I know that they're very heavy into the deathmatch stuff here. Excuse me. They're just matches, you know, which is cool. But again, I'd really like to get back to where we were when, you know, Necro and MAGA were feuding with SHLAK and Masaba. Obviously don't redo that angle. I'm just saying, like, it would be good to get to, like, you know, when that storyline was going on, that storyline went for a few shows, and it was kind of a story is being threaded from show to show, and it was making me think like, oh, what's coming next? Like, I thought maybe Drake Younger might be joining up with Necro at that time, and he joins MAGA, and then that would really be quite you know, a situation between Necro, Drake, SHLAK, and Masada. That I thought that would be great. I thought it made sense or something like that. But it is what it is. At the same time, I think Kat Martini had a story and Sage Sin Supreme had a story. I'm guessing she's left the company. I'm pretty sure someone told me, but my memory is pretty bad at the moment. What else? What is it? Look, there's other things I want to say, you know, because like I can just sit here and read my little notes, but like I keep trying to think, what can I say that's going to be constructive in my review here of XPW that maybe could be done to like help in some way, shape, or form. Like, what is it that I want from these shows? And I've kind of explained it before, but I don't know how well I've explained it. Like, I like the different flavors that you can get with XPW. I like that there's humor. I like that it could be sexy at times. I like that it could be a deathmatch mess. I like that sometimes you see a match between two high flyers of the highest magnitude. Sometimes you get your good old fashioned brawl. Sometimes you get a technical match. But for the most part, you get the deathmatch stuff, right? Sometimes it gets a little frustrating just saying, oh, here we go. Like it's just everyone's light tubes. And I know that I've been reading a bit online lately of people talking about, maybe light tubes should be pulled back from deathmatch wrestling for a while, which I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was like, okay, like we can only have one match on a show with light tubes, because it just gets a little bit old after a while. Like I feel like I've had enough of seeing it. And I know it's the thing. I know it's like it's probably the main thing that of deathmatch wrestling is the fucking light tubes, right? It just gets a bit much. Well, not much, but old. Like I'd love to see them implementing different things instead of that being so heavy on the shows. What else can I say? I've said these things before. Like, I like different flavors. I like palate cleansers, so I don't keep seeing deathmatch after deathmatch after deathmatch. Those things are important. I want to see more angles. What else is there? Come on, no, seriously, I'm pausing like what I'm talking about and doing right now. I've only got 2 matches to go to really think about something that might resonate with other people out there. I think another thing that I have a hard time with XPW is like, one minute someone's there, the next that they're not. And I know it's probably really difficult because I probably don't have the context, but I'm like, you see a few shows go by, and you're like, oh, I haven't seen Big F and Joe in a while. Is he coming back? Drake Younger, I just saw he's wrestling at Circle 6. And I'm like, I thought he broke his back. Like, how long did it take for him to get that fixed? I keep getting really confused about all of this stuff. Like, if he was going to come back, why didn't he come back to XPW? I don't get it. Like, maybe his asking price was too much or something like that. Anyway, like, but I just feel like people come and go so much. Like Sage Sid Supreme or Becky Haight, seemed like such a prominent performer on these shows, but she's just disappeared. I know Masada's having some issues with his injuries, and I think he's almost ready to come back. But so it'll be great to see him back. Who else is there? Like, there was such a good period of time there. We were getting Juventud Guerrera, I'm sure he costs a bit of money, but I'm aware that a lot of people who are living close to LA get booked on the LA shows, and for the most part on the New Jersey shows you get different crew there as well. Like, you never see Soultaker in LA, like you never see fucking, I don't know, Lindsay Snow. I don't know. I can't think of a good example for someone from LA not being in Joosey. But anyway, look, maybe I've gone on a bit long there, but like, Willie Mack was there, now he's gone. Alex Colon was there, now he's gone. Tessa Blanchard, probably some scheduling conflicts. Lindsay Snow, probably some scheduling conflicts. Actually, I know for a fact that they are. Yeah, it's kind of like, now you see me, now you don't. with some people that have been in XPW, and I just would like to see a bit more consistency with the roster. But again, I'm not there. I don't have the context. I might be completely fucking stupid and have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But I know who I would like to see more often, and that's Jeff fucking King, okay? Jeff King takes on SHLAK in the next matchup here for the XPW World Heavyweight Championship. Hopped at Larry Legend, not knowing what belt was on the line, so he had to quickly run backstage to find out. You look at Jeff King and you think to yourself, he has absolutely no fucking chance of winning this match. Jeff managed to get an advantage though early on, right? Throwing a chair at SHLAK and then javelining. Javelining. Javelin. That's not a javelining. Is that the word? Is javelining. So if you're going to throw a javelin, you are javelining. That doesn't sound right. He's throwing something like a javelin. How about that? Fucking hell. Am I really that tired? Jesus. He throws it like this ladder like a javelin. How many times do I want to say javelin at SHLAK? Who was in the corner. And I did like Ron Nemi saying, dangerous, but worth the risk. Because he knows exactly what that means. I know what that means. Rat, one of my favorite rock bands. Thank you. Jeff starts getting mauled by SHLAK on the outside, stabbed in the head, then just clawed at. Jeff starts pissing out blood. Got to give Larry Legend more props. As you every single time, he's wild. This guy's wild on commentary. He's like a untamable stallion that you just can't seem to control. SHLAK copped a suplex on the floor. It was rough. It didn't look like it looked like it tickled a little bit, mate. Larry Legend very ferocious with the foul language. Talking about what SHLAK might have been thinking in a certain moment when Jeff was trying to set up some chairs. Not on my watch, motherfucker. Bump of the show by far. At this stage, because then it was followed up by something else. They got back into the ring. Then Jeff got whipped and he went flying through a chair that was wedged in the corner between two turnbuckles and tumbled to the outside. It looked like he was dead, right? From that. Then this was oh my god, bro. Larry and Ron were fucking hilarious in this section. Jeff manages to hit a cutter off the top rope to the outside onto these folded out chairs. So they're folded out chairs that you can sit on, but like lengthwise, there's chairs going that way as well. Anyway, SHLAK cops a cutter flush off the top rope to the outside onto that. Larry's screaming, and Ron just straight away, he just goes, why would they do that? Why would they do that? It's just the way that he said it. Like, it's so true. Like, why would you do that? Fuck that. That would have hurt so fucking. What is this? What is this fucking sport that we watch? When you think about it, when you think about what SHLAK just did to himself, and he probably suggested it too. Who knows? By taking that fucking flat, like, taking a front flat bump to me. It's always kind of a bit daunting because, you know, I was always worried about my dick and balls, but to take one just bumping in the ring, to any wrestling fan out there that's never done it, trust me, you'll fuck it up. It's not easy, right? It sounds like it's easy. It's not, right? He took it off the top rope through, like, onto fucking chairs, steel chairs that don't have give, or they dent or whatever. And I was like, fuck. That's now spot of the show. Okay, so then Jeff King, he brawls a bit with SHLAK through to the other side of the ring. Put SHLAK on a door, which is kind of on the ring apron and on the barricade. I was like, Jeff King's fucking crazy, dude. He climbs the ladder. The way he just flung himself off and hit that senton SHLAK. The ferociousness, the velocity that those two went through that door. Fuck, man. Spot of the show. I don't know, actually. It was pretty tough between that and fucking cutoff beforehand. But anyone who's involved in booking, whoever is going to be on these shows, Jeff King is welcome back every time. As far as this fan is concerned, and of course Eric Ryan as well, even though he's been there quite some time. SHLAK is copying it sweet at this point of the match from Jeff. Jeff, okay, honestly, when you went into this match as a fan, when you saw these two facing off, the first thing I wrote was Jeff's got no fucking chance. He's gonna be hit. This is just a squash match for SHLAK. This is like when he faced the Body, you know? No, that's what I thought. That's what you would have thought when you looked at him with his little fucking Terry Funk pants on. No, he ended up looking like an actual threat. Jeff King really, he did a great job here. And SHLAK, props to him for the great sell job, for making him look good too, because, you know, you got the win. So, you know, making someone else look good makes you look even better because you got the fucking pin on that guy that was really good. SHLAK took a Death Valley driver onto a folded out chair. And I'm just like, bro, like, you've put yourself through so much shit on this show. I can't believe he came out for commentary after this, because if I were him, I'd be like fucking dead. Plastic bag from SHLAK. He grabbed a plastic bag, put it over Jeff King's head. Oh my God. Jeff gets powerbombed onto chairs and he kicks out. The powerbomb was fucking so, it just seems, it made me again think, I'm so glad I don't wrestle anymore. Fuck. We get a massive tubes on Jeff as SHLAK climbs the ladder with that massive tubes. It's like a massive. Oh. SHLAK climbed the ladder to the top of the ladder. It's a pretty tall ladder. Hits a massive elbow drop off it. The glass shatters everywhere. And I'm like, he is becoming New Jack levels of legendary at the moment here, SHLAK. The fucking high risk bullshit. I love it, bro. You know what? Performer of the show, SHLAK. Second, Jeff King. Third, Eric Ryan. Yeah. Oh wait, Dan Maff. Dan Maff. Dan Maff. Eric Ryan. Lucky 13 was good too, though. You know what? The undercard wasn't so bad this time. It's pretty clear to me that Obey needs probably more training. JJ Escobar, I don't know much about him, but I think Obey needs a bit more, you know, just he needs more reps. Tarzan Duran, I still don't get it. But everyone else, you know, I kind of get their shit. I get their stuff. Okay, let's get back to where we were. So there was a huge elbow from SHLAK, and he got the win and retained the belt. Okay, let's get to our main event of the evening here, everybody. XPW Women's World Title. Ludark Shaitan without Cat Martini, which is just devastating. It's devastating, but, you know, that's okay. I don't know what the reason was, but... okay. I'm gonna have to give some apologies to the ladies for this one, because SHLAK was on commentary and I couldn't fucking stop. I couldn't focus on the match. I was focusing on the match, okay, don't get me wrong, I was, but SHLAK was just killing me, bro. The dude just went through a fucking war and he's on commentary. Anyway, it's Larry Legend's birthday apparently, so Ludark and Mickie are going to make his day. Oh, the look on Larry's face while this was happening. This is entertainment. This is champagne viewing. This is what I'm expecting from XPW. I need things like this, not all over the show, but like a couple of things hokey and funny like this throughout the show, because it's just so your style. So they got him on a chair, right? Mickie, Knuckles, and Ludark there. They've got him sitting on a chair. This chick in a mask and this older wrestling legend, a deathmatch wrestling legend with her ass hanging out. They got him on a chair, right? And so they've wished him a happy birthday, and there's SHLAK on commentary, and he said, I can't do SHLAK's voice, okay? I'll try, but happy birthday, Larry Legend, 23 years young. And I'm like, he's not 23. There's no way. And then SHLAK was like, I don't know, I could be wrong about that. Good shit, bro. I'm gonna quote him all fucking this match, okay? So again, I'm starting to laugh because you've never seen any sort of side out of Ludark Shaitan like this, but she's behind Larry, giving him a rubbing on his chest or on his shoulders. Then he starts getting a bit of a lap dance as Mickie Knuckles is singing happy birthday. Did she say happy birthday, Mr. Larry? I don't know. But then when she got to the happy birthday to you, she was straddling him at this point, and then she makes out with him. Oh, fuck. That's just, see, it's simple stuff like that can really get a fucking laugh out of me. And then after Mickie kisses him, I don't know how it led to it, but SHLAK was like, yep, 32 years young today. He did it again later. Yeah, we'll get to it. Larry's finally out of the ring after all this takes place. SHLAK again. This is all SHLAK quotes. Oh my fucking God, bro. I had to keep pausing it because I was trying to keep writing down all these quotes. Is that a hard on your gold pants? You're just happy to see me, Larry. Ha ha ha. I'm loving SHLAK on commentary, man. We need more of this kind of thing. Don't want to take Larry Legend's job away from him, but it would be cool if SHLAK popped on commentary a bit more often because it was so entertaining. First great move of the match, Ludark hit a sunset flip on Mickie Knuckles, which ended up sending Mickie through some tubes in the corner. I don't know if Ron Nemi said that one of the pinfall attempts was a 1 count, but then SHLAK said the count was like a 1.2. I hope that SHLAK impression's not too shit. Again, I'm completing my notes about no cat martini. Okay. Another amazing moment of this match. See, this is the magic. This is the magic of XPW. This is when the magic comes out, right? It's just shit that wasn't even intended. Mickie and Ludark are fighting on the outside in the crowd, and there's a guy, like, I don't know, Mickey's just taken a massive bump onto a chair and fallen off the chair. And I see in the corner of the camera shot that there's a guy with no shirt on, right? But you can't see his head, and he's got the American pants on. And I'm like, that's Necro Butcher. I know that's him. There's no way anyone else is getting away with not wearing a shirt, in that building. No way. And with those pants too. Those obnoxious pants of the flag. Fucking hell. Good stuff. Right. I don't know what happened after this, but you can see Necro's trying to hide himself. He's had a beer in his hand as well. He's just enjoying himself now. But you might not have, if you weren't really looking, you might not have noticed it. But it was just funny when SHLAK was like, why is Mickie sitting on the Necro Butcher? Okay, all right, look, that's the next fucking fuck, man. All my notes from here on are fucking quotes of SHLAK. I'm sorry, ladies, I'm sorry. Fuck, it was just too good, bro. He didn't mean to like take the attention away, but all right, so Mickie had some sort of tool that is used in barbecue to cook or whatever. And SHLAK says she's got a barbecue device. And then she stabbed Ludark in the crotch area. And SHLAK was very quick to be calling her, that's called a cunt stab. Mickie Knuckles has the most stabbed ass in pro wrestling. He's probably right. He's probably right. And then I don't know, he starts talking to Larry Legend, who's standing there, and he's like, Larry, 27 years young. Just changed the age 3 times now. Ludark gets something shoved up her butt crack, I suppose, by Mickie. Immediately SHLAK. She's shoving something up her asshole. And then I don't know what the fuck he was going on about, but he's whinging to Ron Nemi. He said, yeah, Rob Black didn't get me a room tonight, so I've got to, I don't know, he's talking about like maybe sleeping at this building that they're in. I don't know. Ron Nemi calls a 2 count, and SHLAK says, that was like a 2.1, Ron. I've been being very helpful. Thank you, SHLAK. This fucking guy, I swear to God. Mickie couldn't smash the tubes on Ludark properly, as Ludark was kind of like climbing to the top rope. That was a bit of a frustrating spot. But you know what? It's these fucking light tubes sometimes, man. They just don't cooperate sometimes. But Ludark ends up kicking them to Mickey's chest. We get a bit of a mistimed pump out or slam on Ludark by Mickie. I don't know what happened there. I think they just both maybe just, I don't know, they just mistimed it. Shit happens. Plus, it's a messy match. This is bound to happen. Mickie suplexes Ludark onto the barbed wire board off that top rope bit. And I guess she's kind of like on top of it, something like a Northern Light suplex. I don't know. The referee counted 3. A referee, Al Borland, who they rip on him the whole show. So they've got a 3 count. Sorry, I missed a quote. I missed a quote from SHLAK from when Ludark kicked the the tubes into Mickey's chest. SHLAK yelled out, right into the tits. And you know what? So there we had it. We had our 3 count. It was a bit confusing for a second there because like her shoulders weren't on a mat. Her shoulders were on a barbed wire board. But you know, I guess it counts. And I guess if anybody is suited to be XPW World Women's Champion, it's Mickie Knuckles. We got a new fucking champ. That's I think that's my second last quote for SHLAK. I don't have a direct quote, but he was talking about doing, well, I don't know, 3 grams. I don't know if he said grams, 3 grams or something like that of blow. But it was for medicinal purposes only, as he left commentary. Completely outshining Larry Legend and Ron Nemi in just one match. That's your friendly neighborhood SHLAK for you. So look, okay, I've gone through all my notes there. I thought the last part of the show was pretty good. Like, this is no, it's not really the opposite of the last show. If I'm looking at it, okay, although I didn't write many notes, the main event was very good. I thought SHLAK and Jeff King was fucking tremendous in one of the matches of the show. Butcher and Chuck Stein went a little bit too long for my liking. Eric Ryan and Dirty Ron. It was, it was all right. I think I was hoping for, I don't know. I think, you know what? That was a match where I was like, fuck, man, enough of the tubes. Do something else. Lucky 13 and Dan Maff was very good. Escobar and Obey was what it was. It was just a violent little thing. Soultaker and Tarzan Duran was just, you know, nice little bit of entertainment there. How much did I like this show? I'm gonna give this a 7.5 out of 10. So 7 out of 10 is like me saying this is an average show, right? Just average, you know, run of the mill show. 7.5 is okay. We went from like being a good show to being, you know, a pretty good show. You know, and then you get to like 8, then that's a great show. 9, phenomenal show. 10, fucking incredible. I will rewatch this for the rest of my life. And yes, we have had XPW shows get 9 out of 10 before. 2, I believe. But anyway, look, I've tried to give some thoughts on what could be done in future, or what I'm looking for as a fan of the product. I know that there's, you know, a lot of other people out there that just they're happy with what they're getting here. They don't mind that most of the matches are, you know, cold. Maybe they try and do a little bit of build up on social media and all that. But I like to see some angles kicking off or some surprising things take place on the actual pay-per-views on Fight TV, or not, sorry, excuse me, streamxpw.com. They don't do Fight TV anymore. So there we have it. My review show here of, I just forgot the name of the show. Drive-Through Massacre, wasn't it? Yeah. I can't believe I forgot the name. Drive-Through Massacre? No, Drive-In Massacre, Carl. You idiot. So that was my review show of XPW Drive-In Massacre 2023 from the Heart Ballroom there in Newark, New Jersey. Check us out on Patreon, Slam Society. It's only $3 a month. Check us out, prowrestlingtees.com. Look, we need some sales, bro. Once we get to 25 shirt sales, then we can have as many designs as we want. We just need you, the people out there, the fans of us, to buy a shirt. Buy the shirt. Okay, I'm Karlifornia, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Network, that's the way we play. Good God Almighty. Network, that's the way we play. Get puppies. Network, that's the way we play. Get.
All announcement has been paid for by the WZWA Network.